Somebody wagered 10 farts on 0 and 3. Let's go with a Shaman. Shaman could be good, right? This Glugg card I hear is decent. It's getting 70,000 farts on a 10 fart wager. Oh god, that's pretty good. Choose prediction outcome. That's like, that may be the greatest bet of all time. Could you imagine wagering like 10 cents or what, $10 and winning 70,000? That'd be pretty good. Alright, we'll grab the Glugg. Yeah, it's probably Battle Master. I just don't like that card. Rather not play with it. Big fan of Gorilla Bot. Can get a couple of mechs would be nice. Sure, Click Clock. Absolutely. And Kaboom Bot. I think I'm actually going to take this Battle Master. I feel a little better about taking it now with a cheaper curve. Glaciate's very good. Cornelius Rome is a 5-star card. It's probably like a 4-star card these days. Love School Teacher. I like Tide Lost Burrower. I think that's a good card too. Let's go School Teacher, and I actually like Mount as well. Command of Neptulon's insane. I like Lily Pad Lurker a lot, but it's not as good as Command. Want the Dredge for sure. And I guess we'll take a 5. Want to start prioritizing cheaper cards, but not bad cheap cards, so. Earth Revenant is very good. Twin Tyrant is very good. We'll take Tyrant. It's still early. We'll take a Primal Dungeoneer. What are our spells? Nothing. Nature. Frost. And what are our elementals? 1. Yeah, okay. I think here we'll take the 1 over the 5 just to make sure we're not dead by turn 4. Well, you can never really make sure, but try to minimize the chance of that happening. Love Saboteur. Okay, you know what? Let's Razorbane's rate to show drop, because I used to see it a lot. When a card is in a new set, it's got an increased offering rate. The newest sets have an increased offering rate. I believe that's still the case. So whenever a set rotates out and then rotates back in, it'll appear less than it used to. It's been too long. Not that I really want this card. We went through a lot of duct tape. Just having a look at a non-gold Saboteur all the time is too much. DeBiff, what's up, Biff? This looks like a sick deck. We need to fix our curve, but we need the offering to fix our curve. Ideally, we pick up a Wild Paw or a Hex or Schooling or Piranha Poacher, Fire Ellie. We don't need those cards, but I'd like them. I'm actually going to take the Totem. I like the card. For this deck, Razor Jaw might be better, but I'm living the dream. Perpetual Flame, I just don't really like that card. It's kind of poo. I don't really want another 5. I think this is the best card. I don't want Grizzled Wizard. I'm not crafting it in gold. Alright, I'm gonna take Flame. Maybe we use it to clear a board after falling behind. Lightning Storm is nice. Initiate is really nice too. I'll take the Storm, but that could be wrong. Here I'm gonna just take the semi-disciplined Skulker. I like the card in general. We need 2s, and I don't want to pick up a Morg really. Clownfish? Probably not. Maybe just a 1 here. Not a big fan of Legionnaire in general. If we're not going to play enough 2s, we probably want a couple extra 1s. Turd the Wild or Doomsayer? Actually, I think this could be a nice Doomsayer deck. We have 1, 2 nature spells only, but you know, nature's good. I think Doomsayer is probably just the pick. How many 2s? Like 1 real 2-drop? Yeah, let's take a Doomsayer. Seems like a good Doomsayer deck, and we'll grab the Schooling here. Like the 3, don't love the 7. I think I'll just take an Ectoplasm. Wind Chill I love, Brew I like, and Tar Creeper I love as well. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5-ish, with not enough 2s. Maybe it's just Tar Creeper. Wind Chill is nice with Snowfall. It's nice with Glug. It's nice with Doomsayer too. Alright. I'm gonna take the Dwarf over the Bolt, I think. The Totem, I think I'd rather just have some Cycle. Totem's kind of nice with Schooling. Kind of good with Battlemaster too, but we'll take this, I think. Grab the Hex, and last pick, a second Glug would be fair, I would say. Darn it. Investment Opportunity. I know I have at least 2 Overload cards. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sure. They all kind of tutor up AoE or Neptulon, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Okay, I think this deck is better than the Warrior deck, so I think 3 wins is at least a possibility this time. Yeah. I'm taking Chill for Glug. I look smarter because it was my choice. I also question Dreads on legendary weapons like Ringling's Bulwark, Dragonstone. Do you think they would ever be picked, and if so, over which legendaries? Ringling's was one of the highest win rate cards in whatever meta it was in. Hearthstone Legendary Weapons Guide. Is all of them? I think Woe Cleaver is actually a good card. They'd be picked over a lot of legendaries. You can't stop this snowstorm. Anchor's fine. Valenier used to be good. It's not as good the last time it came back, but Valenier was pretty good. Ringlings was really good. Ankar was fine. And Aluneth used to be a decent arena card. These days, you probably wouldn't ever want to run Aluneth, but you know.
Mind if I roll knee? My blood boils for war.
If this deck falls in the 0-3 bracket, I'll eat my shoe and post to Discord. Okay. That would be good content. Would be Counterspell. I guess I prefer not to, because I can coin out Glaciate next turn. And we can test with the coin burst. Man, this card is so crazy, because it's like a 4-mana 5/4 feels fine. And then a 1-mana, like you're getting 3 mana plus like probably a third of a mana for a 1-mana 1/1. You're getting like 3.3 mana for 1. It's just nuts. None of these are bad. You could take the Frostbite. Just, I feel like if you get offered a 3-mana card, you almost always want the 3-mana card because you're just getting an insane amount of value. Even though it's not legendary, what about Super Collider? I think Super Collider is a good card still. Silver Sword was a good card when it was in. I'm assuming it's Oasis Ally. Warg's not bad. Troll will become unfrozen at the end of this turn. Do I want the armor? I mean, if I'm just bashing into his guys, then it doesn't really matter if it unfreezes or not, right? It's just, I'm gonna gain 8 armor when my guy dies and he trades. So I think this has to be better for us. I mean, most of the time. But yeah, Super Collider still feels okay.
The Queen's power is beyond your comprehension.
Nice way to show off your fart points, the bag one. Might go all in. 112 on 10 and 12. I don't think this is a 10-win deck. But those might be the decks you want to bet all in on.
Wait, not all of them.
make it big like that other guy. Good old what's his face. Storm isn't very good here.
How about a makeover?
Next turn maybe. School Teacher is my favorite card right now. I love the flexibility and the discover without sacrificing a stat line. I think it should sacrifice some of its stat line because this is kind of what I talk about all the time, where like you get these really powerful discover effects, but you don't give up anything. You actually sometimes increase your advantage on the board while adding a, you know, a lightning storm, a 0 mana lightning storm to your hand effectively. You know, I think that's kind of like not necessarily good design. 4/4 would be pretty chill. If it like just gave you a random spell maybe and you didn't get to discover it. Like there's a lot of things you could do.
Pick me!
4/4 School Teacher would still be great? I think so, yeah. And it's just this constant, like, I think, need to feel like you're making cards that are going to see constructed play. So you have to power them up so that they will see constructed play, but then most don't. I think School Teacher actually does or did. So, you know, doesn't quite fit the argument, but this need to constantly, like, increase the power, increase the power, increase the power. And then you're left with a meta where, like, most of those cards don't see any play, and then a lot of those cards dominate Arena. Where you could have a much healthier Arena meta while just making Knight Captain deal 2 in game 2. Have School Teacher be a 4/4. You know, have Gangplank, whatever. Have a smaller stat line or cost 6 or not have immune while attacking or something, you know? It does see play in Mage and in Warrior. Was it a play to play the elemental and freeze the board and then do the thing you just did, or was that too greedy? There's really no need to do that. You could, but there are punishes, and there's really no need to risk it. You could have like the thing that unfreezes all the minions, is a common 3-drop in this meta, relatively common. There's the 3 mana silence all the board, which would be a big blowout. He might just, you know, I don't know, flame strike your guy or something. You could do it here though, because you get all this face damage. And then you force him to have an answer, and if he has an answer, then you can do this or this. But now if he silences the whole board or unfreezes his board, it doesn't matter because you dealt with his board before. I was something that I think really helped me get better at Hearthstone, and people ask like, what do you have to do to get better? And the first, like, the easiest thing is like just, you know, draft a stronger curve, play mana efficiently, and I think that stuff's pretty easy. People, once you play a bit, you can kind of like, oh, I need enough 2-drop, so I need to, you know, play my 3-drop on 3, not my 1-drop and whatever. But once you figure that stuff out, I think in the game, finding those turns where you can remove your opponent's board semi-efficiently and kind of acknowledging whether or not you can wait or you should wait. Like, that's a really hard skill to kind of figure out, and I think even the best players sometimes have a hard time. Like, you can greed situations, but I think in general, if you over-greed stuff like that, you end up getting punished and losing games that you probably wouldn't have lost unless you made the play you made. And then it's really easy from that point to say, well, like, oh, they had it, or, oh, I'm so unlucky. And it's like, well, no, you made the play that gave him the chance to get lucky. That was the misplay. Yeah, they got lucky, but giving someone the chance to get lucky is oftentimes the misplay. Freeze does not stack, no. Do crack and play 10 hours a day? I don't do that, and I played for 10 hours this weekend each day. It was fun though. We had a lot of viewers, and we got rated by Crip one day, so I figured, you know, let's do a good job for once. Makes a lot of sense, yeah. And this is the tricky part, is sometimes you do want to do stuff like that. You're like, well, I have no resources. My opponent has a ton of health. My opponent has a ton of cards. I'm gonna need to get more value out of what I'm doing sometimes. I could spend 2 mana to kill that. As long as I don't roll a 1/1. Come on, okay. Some of the arena streamers always say if you want to get good, just draft better. What's your answer to that? Well, they're just saying that as a joke to you. But there's truth in strong decks are going to get better results. If you're talking about just draft better, like there is a lot of room to improve your drafting. A lot of people think they just get offered bad cards all the time. There's a ton of room to improve your drafting if you're not a top level player. And that could mean acknowledging that you're getting a lot of low power cards and changing the way you draft from there. That is a very common mistake I think people make as well. Where they're like, oh, well, you know, I've got in my deck a Treasure Guard and a Gnome Private and a Thrasher. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to take this 10 cost bomb minion. And it's like, well, you're not going to live till turn 10. Because your cards all stink, so you're better off taking a Battle Master and then trying to win the game on turn 6. There's a lot of rooms for incremental improvements like that. Can we get Ziliax and Wrench back in the meta? Those are in the meta right now. Or at least Ziliax is. I don't know what set the Wrench is from, but Ziliax is in. As a general rule of thumb, would you consider a responsible number of 2s and 3s? I want ideally a minimum of 5 2s and probably 5 3s. I think it's probably somewhere like you have to have between probably 4 and 6 at least 2s, and probably somewhere between like 4 and 5 3s. It depends on what they are, how many 1s you have, what hero power you have. It depends on what your 4s are. So if your 4s are like, you know, like Dark Iron Dwarf, you might want more 2s and 3s, because now I'm playing a 4/4, but I have nothing on board. So I'm, you know, by not having enough 2s and 3s, I may have lowered the value of my 4s as well. Or maybe my 4-drop is a Hellfire, and not having as many 2s or 3s means I may be able to answer some early game boards a little easier. Does that make sense? But I'd say, just if you're just like, hey, Red, you're starting a deck, I'd say like a few 1s if I can get good 1s. A Peasant, a Righteous Defender, Click Clock with some synergy, sure. But I'm not looking to take a 1-mana 1/1 Piranha just to have a 1-drop in my deck. I'm not really looking to get a 2-mana 2/2 Kobold Spell Power guy. Like, I'd rather run one more premium card in my deck than be stuck playing a 2-mana 2/2 with Spell Power. Sometimes it's the pick. Sometimes you keep it in your mulligan, but depending on where you are in the draft, I think that there's also consideration for just saying fuck it and being like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this Mawarg, and if I make it till turn 8, then I'm gonna have another powerful card I can rely on. As opposed to playing a 2-drop, which is only good on 2, and usually isn't good enough. And then I'm just down too many resources. Moonpig, thanks for the Prime, and Llama, good to see you, bud. Yeah, and then I think probably 4s, you still probably want to have like a number of 4s, probably at least 3 or 4 4s. And then again, I wouldn't mind running 7 or 8 2s, 7 3s, 5 4s, and depending on what they are. If it's an Evil Quartermaster, that 3-drop, you can play it on 3, you could play it on 4, you could play it on 10 and maybe find a raid boss. I think that 3 is very flexible, and you don't necessarily need to play it on curve. So like having a number of on curve 3s is sometimes different than having just 10 3-cost cards in your deck. I've been here, I'm playing TFT, the new patch is scary, and I don't know why I'm doing all caps. I don't know why you are either, but hey, as long as you're excited. I'm excited for Moonpig's Twitch Prime. Would you take the 1 mana 2/4 bubble guy? Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's a premium card, but I think it's a fine card. I think it's below Peasant. I think it's below Righteous Defender, Pelican Diver, probably. I would probably take it over Slither Spear unless I had Naga Synergy. Is there a trick to get Raid Boss in drafts more? No. Actually, Raid Boss has a reduced offering rate, so it actually shows up less than almost any other legendary other than, I think, Ysera now. I think they actually, well, that's not true. There's some legendaries that like almost never show up from like old sets and stuff, but if cards you see on a semi-frequent basis, I think Ysera and Raid Boss actually got artificially lowered with the last micro adjustments they did to Demon Hunter and Druid and buffing Warrior, Hunter, and Priest last meta. So for example, Raid Boss is only in 1.4% of Shaman decks. Whereas, what class am I? I guess I mean Paladin decks. Whereas like Leviathan's in over 8%, so you're probably somewhere between like 5 and 6 more times likely to see a Leviathan than a Raid Boss. That might not be true, I might have made all that up. I'm overloaded. Out the wazoo. Let's hit here just so we don't get completely screwed. Do I want to totem? Not really. How many mechs do I have? One. I only have one mech in the deck. Let's just put a minion on board. Okay, first everybody can discover Raid Boss. So that's the issue more, is that cards are so easily discoverable, I think. Llama, send me your league info so we can play together. I've been playing literally all day. Next turn's gonna be juicy. Yeah, I want to put the Slither Spear on the board. That's okay, he doesn't have anything on the board, who cares? Why do I need to play anything? I probably want to stack my stuff so I don't have to play into Twisting Nether anymore. Where is the whip for them? Sorry, what? No more lackeys? Evil Quartermaster's in the meta. Rise of Shadows is not in the meta, so no Cable Rat. And most of the class lackey generating cards are not in. If you mean Livewire lands, that card is not in. That came in on a different set as well. I can't remember what set that was. I think like Skullmance or Ashes or something. Maybe not Ashes. Where are you getting these stats? HS Replay? Yeah, HS Replay. What could he do here? What's that card called? Abyssal Enforcer? That would have been bad. Okay, pitchy, call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just wanted to kill him with the card he gave us. Yeah, what's Livewire? Saviors of Old Doom? That really was Saviors? Wait, Saviors is after Rise? I guess that makes sense. What does the big boy do in our hand? He's a 7 mana 3/5. It gives, he summons 3 2/2 taunts when he comes out. But why he's incredibly broken is because every one of your minions that dies while he's on the board, he gains their stats. So if all 3 of those guys die, he gets +6/+6. If this guy dies, he gets +4/+1. So if you can't kill Glugg's head really quickly, then it's going to be like a 20/20 shortly after. Let's play that one.
How can I help you?
To do this, what are we looking for here? Click clock? Oh dear.
My blood boils for water.
Okay, well we know we're not smorking him down, so it's good info. We have a Hex in the deck and a card that could semi-tutor a Hex. We have the Primal Dungeoneer. Certainly no guarantee to pick up Hex, but it's a, you know, there's a chance. Let's talk about the Octopus. The Octopus summons 6 1/3 tentacles when he hits the board. And if he dies, then he kills... a random minion for each tentacle that's still alive. So if you summon 6 and there's 3 left and he dies, he kills 3 enemy minions. He's very good too. All the Colossal minions are great. You know who else is great? Eternal Ganon. 16 months with a Prime, writing some rhymes, and I don't know, he's excited about helping Redbeard. I'm excited about that too. Thank you very much for the support, man. I think that's wonderful. And if there's anybody out there not yet following or anything like that, please consider doing so. Don't forget, we have, what the hell just happened? Oh no. Oh wait, that's fine. He doesn't get his guy back, right? Okay. That's actually really good. I think that was a mistake. I mean, they might have, you know, they've got a bear in hand and a discovered dragon, so it might not matter, but if he had hit the other one, he would have killed a more relevant minion and got another explorer. Could freeze it.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
Who's Colossals at? Or is it generic? There are 2 neutral Colossals. That Octopus we summoned and then Neptulon as well. Are the 2 neutral Colossals. Chat, why have we not had a hype train yet? That's a fair question, but also at the same time, you know, maybe people didn't want to. Maybe, you know what? Redbeard doesn't deserve our love. Maybe they think we don't deserve Redbeard. We deserve better. But yeah, this mini set introduced 2 neutral Colossals. And then every other class has a class Colossal. Nothing like being fried, eating Oreos while watching Redbeard at 2 a.m. What about eating fried Oreos while fried watching Redbeard? Okay, I gotta keep an eye on some eBay auctions. Give it some stats. Oh, it's gonna hit the 1-2 though, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. He said fried Oreos. Oh. Okay. There you go. Nothing like playing RuneScape while fried and watching Redbeard at 2 a.m. Fried Oreos. I don't know, man. I can feel my heart stopping from here. The fuck just happened? Oh my god. Wait, that's not guaranteed to give that guy rush, right? It's a 50-50. Oh, well. Any Gluggers in chat? We do have some spells. We may value that somewhat. I'm gonna keep that. I mean, giving it an extra 2 health is definitely a big deal, but how do you deal 6 that you can't, like, it's the difference between, what, 6 and 8? You can't Alex it yet. Like a silence, then there's no point in throwing my guy away. Can you deep fry a Snickers bar or will the thing explode? Oh, I'm sure you could. I'm actually not sure, but I assume you could. I'm just gonna play this. We hit there, we trade there. 2 come out. We hit there, we double trade. And we get another 1 face damage. YOLO deadly shot. Yeah, maybe, but we're talking about things that change the outcome and necessitate trading away our 1/2. Yeah, there are ways to kill Glugg for sure, but we're trying to, or at least what I was trying to, was debate whether or not there was any argument in my, I could figure out a reason to trade off the 1/2, but yeah, Glugg can die. Anybody else way down in the dumps? You know, I have been feeling okay lately. I really feel like trying to get up and get out every day kind of helps my mood a lot. Going on a walk every day or a bike ride or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that helps and it kind of... I don't know, I enjoy it. 4, 7, 8, 4, 6. I have 1. I could have not totemed and then just pulled it out this turn. I think I'm okay waiting. Oh yeah, as you should. That's good. I'm glad you're good, Red. Yeah, I want you to be good too. And sometimes, you know, sometimes you're just down in the dumps, I think. Not that you want to stagnate there or anything, but, you know, I think sometimes you gotta feel bad. And then when you feel good again, you can appreciate it a little better. Not that, you know, you should try to. Ideally, you feel good. You're already done feeling bad, but if you're in that spot now, hopefully it gets better soon. I do find in my past experiences feeling kind of stagnant and down for long periods of time. It's an unfortunate phenomenon, but you feel down and unmotivated, so you don't do anything. But by doing nothing, you can't change anything. By not changing anything, you can't get out of that stagnant period. So I feel like sometimes you do have to just like make a change. Change your job, break up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife, or find a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend. Just ask somebody on a date. You're spending too much time with your friends, you know, and they're bad influence. Stop doing that. You don't have enough friends. Just go out and try to make some friends. Even if you don't make friends, all of that kind of effort and work, I feel like yields some positive results. And you know, who's out there making 0 friends? It's not like there are no good people out there, and there are no good jobs out there, and it's not like everybody is, you know, getting bad luck. Somebody gets something good, so why not you? Time for bed. Summer job interview tomorrow. Nice, dude. Good luck. Ibis and Bandersmosh are in. Yeah, somebody played a Bandersmosh against me yesterday, or the day before. It was cool.
Really?
I like that card a lot. Why is you acting so subtle today? Sorry, Wickedy. Was it that obvious?
The Queen's trophy.
Try to feel bad to feel good. No, don't try to feel bad. But if you do feel bad, try to feel good. That's my... don't take notes on that, okay? Hey, gesticulate. You know that I don't want anybody to feel bad. Except criminals and dreads, okay? Is that a Krusty the Clown shirt? Or are you a Krusty Krab? Krusty the Clown, El Scorcho. Oh, man. Have you been here a bunch? I forget. Man, I love El Scorcho. Okay, you've been here for a million years. But I haven't seen you chat in a while. God damn, you have Japanese girls. When you're sick, just try not feeling sick. I think that's... You kick W that or whatever, but I think that's fine too. Stay, you know, stay calm, stay hydrated. Just try not to focus on the negatives of being sick. Get some rest and recuperate. Arena, thank you for the prime. Hey, Zap, thanks for the 100 bits. Thanks for the prime and the bits. Weezer was one of your favorite bands growing up? Me too. I saw Weezer live 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 times, and I saw Rivers perform by himself once, and that was actually really good. I enjoyed that immensely. Wait, I should have played that. Maybe it's fine. I'm overloaded for 2. That's pretty bad though, 'cause I have 6 mana and 2 good 5s. You can offer tiny toys and Stormbringer in a Discover. Does it depend on your board state? Like which card to take? Yeah, always. I'm not sure what's being. It's not fake it till you make it, it's fake it till you become it. I don't know, there's always a catchy slogan that sounds kind of cool. I think whatever slogan you need to tell yourself in order to try to be as happy as you can and make other people as happy as you can around you, then I subscribe to that, as long as you're not hurting yourself or other people. Beg it till you make it, eye of the tiger, it doesn't really matter. They're all just little buzzwords anyway, so. Fake it. How about like just work hard until you achieve the goal you want, and if you haven't achieved that goal yet, keep working hard and hopefully that it will bear fruit for you. And be honest with yourself and hold yourself accountable. If you're not working hard enough to achieve your goal, perhaps you can work harder from there. But one time I saw Weezer live, it was a big disappointment. They showed up late and only stayed on for 45 minutes, but I enjoyed listening to their music, particularly the Blue and the Green albums. Wow, look at that combo. Yeah, that's a bummer. I never had that problem. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody show up late for anything ever. And I've seen like 400 bands live, or been to like 400 different concerts. Not to say it doesn't happen, but I don't think I can ever remember a time somebody showed up late or didn't show up. Oh, right, working hard. Any alternative advice? That sounds hard. You could do nothing and try to get lucky. That works for some people too. Probably a much smaller percentage of people, but hey. Could be you. Weezer's cover of Africa was really good. I didn't really like that covers album because everything just sounded like the original. Every song sounded like Weezer covering a song, which is exactly what it was, which is cool because I like Weezer and most of the songs were pretty cool. But I like when somebody does a cover and it feels different. It feels like a different song. They didn't really do anything different with any of the songs. There were a couple other songs on there that were pretty good. Went to a Danny Brown show and he came on stage drunk, slurred all of his songs, and finished after 30 minutes. I don't know who Danny Brown is. That sounds so much easier. It is. I think my title tonight will be Doing Nothing and Hoping to Get Lucky, if you don't mind. Well, as long as I just get a residual cut of every, you know, $10,000 you make tonight. Couldn't get a refund. Yeah, well, I hope you never went to go see him again. Shoes on feet and not in mouth. Nicely done. Yeah, darn. I should have thrown. Could have watched a man eat his shoe. It did sound too much. The same as Toto. Yeah, and look, I like Weezer a lot. I like Rivers Cuomo in particular. I like his voice. I like what he does. I like what he's about. I didn't listen to that song or the songs on that album and think, oh, this sounds like shit. I was like, oh, there's just kind of... If you're gonna make a covers album, you know, you want to make it sound different, you know, All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan. It's like two different songs. Carpenters, that Sonic Youth song that they covered by the Carpenters. That song's like unbelievable. It's like, I don't really like the original, but I like the other one. Some other crap probably out there. I don't know if you've replied to my comment. I think so, yeah. I don't remember what it was, but it sounds like me. I try to reply to a bunch of comments. I have to crunch numbers to see what 25% of nothing is, and I'll get back to you. Well, you're a professional number cruncher, so. I'm so busy tonight, I hate it. You should quit your job, Mama Melly, or taking care of your kids, or walking those 35 dogs, whatever you're doing. Just stop doing it all. Well, the kids you should take care of if you're doing
Reinforcements incoming!
Mech synergy, not bad, not bad. What is kind of bad is that being alive, but I guess that's not that bad either. Spark engine or Popsicooler? I don't know. It's a 3-3, I guess. I should quit and just watch you all night, right? Yeah. Yeah. If that's like something you're into. Seems like what I could tell. It may be. Do I ever lightning storm here? No. I don't think so.
The Queen's throne is forbidden.
What does Mama Melly do? I'm not sure. I actually don't know that much about Mama Melly. I think she has a tattoo of Illidan. And I don't know, really. Does stuff. Doesn't like doing it, probably. I could play that. Eh. Meh. Ice Cream Boy has a high as fuck win rate. Is that true? I'd be surprised if that were true. What class are we? Shaman? 53% played win rate in a class that has like a 53% win rate, so not very good. Oh, sorry, that's a different card. That is Bubbler. Popsicooler's got a 50% played win rate, which is awful. And a 55% deck win rate. I would argue it might be closer to the worst card in the meta. Well, I'm not gonna argue, like, this is not a debate. It's a lot closer to the worst card in the meta than the best. It's a lot closer to the worst card than an average card.
Choices.
Just throwing that out there. Sounds like a pretty good life for some people. Should I even bother? What am I doing next turn? I have 5 mana, so I want to play that. Alright. I'm not really sure which rates you're looking at, but it has a win rate comparable to that of Gangster, Humongous Owl, slightly lower. Faceless Manipulator, Microtech Controller, Murloc Tidehunter, and just slightly better than things powerhouses such as Clownfish, Whirly Glider, Spark Drill, and Storm Watcher. Unless we forget the powerhouse Stormpike Quartermaster. I'd probably stay away from drafting that card. In fact, I do just that.
Who here can spell Zinjari?
Cooler can cheese some wins, but it is a really bad card. Yeah, every card can win some games. pretty much. But yes, it is straight dookie. The straightest of dookie. Could be worse. Your life could be smoking weed and being Redbeard. That would be worse. Thank you, Milan, for the 100 bits. Just make sure that weed that you're smoking is legal. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it. But that's the cool thing about life, is you can always change it, right? What's getting put on there? Another Blessing of Kings. Okay. I have a big problem here. If I can help you guys figure it out, it is that my cards do very little here. 2, 2, 2, 1. I can't overload this turn. Let's just take the Divine Shield and lament the fact that we are probably dead. Just a 2. We'll see. I looked at deck win rate, but even its deck win rate's not very good. You want to look at deck win rate relative to other cards. The number doesn't mean anything unless you look at its deck win rate relative to other cards. And I think its deck win rate was like 55 or something like that. Which is only 2% higher than Shaman's win rate. And what you can deduce by looking at this is its deck win rate is much higher than its played win rate. So you're better off not playing it. And if your cards are better off not played than being just rotten in your deck, then that says something about them, which you may not want to accept. But its deck win rate is comparable, again, to such monsters as, surprise, surprise, Gangster, again, Stormbringer, Murloc Tidehunter, pretty much the same cards, so I'm not sure. It actually seems to be even lower. Its deck win rate seems to be even lower than its played win rate relative to the rest of the meta. Can you show your shirt? Sure.
Time may pass, but the dream is eternal.
Krusty Burger. And anyway, Pete, I don't say it to like shit on you. I hope that, you know, it gives you a perspective of looking at the data and kind of being able to analyze it in a different sort of way.
Strike! Strike harder!
Because I think that that's an issue too. Even good players like myself, everybody has trouble, I think, kind of sifting through the data. Sometimes there's too much data. And the issue can be like, you know, this number looks good. It's green, and it's above 50%, or like however you choose to analyze the data can skew your ability to really
of the Forsaken is unbreakable.
it can skew your ability to
I lead from the front.
apply it in a useful way. I think this is bottom right. Yeah. Yeah, are we dead on board? 6, 10, 14, 16. 2, 6, 10, 14. Alright, there's a chance they, hear me out, there's a chance they disconnect here though. In which case we'll have
Pick me!
enough power. We could actually double trade. I think our best bet is they disconnect this turn. Serpico, thank you for the subscription, man. Our best bet is they disconnect this turn.
A simple
Would we have had a shot? I don't know. I think we had a shot if we hit a Snowfall Guardian that turn. No. You just spread, freeze the board. Even your rushes will unfreeze. I think actually if this turn we hit Snowfall, we had a shot. Oh, he would just dream it. But then we would play it again. I think we had a shot. Did you spell Colossal? I have gotten so many messages from Discord that I have misspelled Colossal. I have no idea. I think Blonde John is right. Serpico, thanks for the 11 months, man. I do appreciate that very much. I've got a couple words that I just kind of spitball. I just kind of.
Versus throw.
For Doomhammer. What
It's kind of. It looks. I'm getting close, but I like to spell things correctly if I can. Colossal. Bert, I can't believe you're still alive. I'm glad that you are.
My blood boils for war.
You hungry?
I was going to check how our latest YouTube video is doing. It's doing okay.
Little time.
I haven't hit the thumbs up yet. I gotta hit the thumbs up.
The courage of man shall not fail.
Sorry, sometimes you gotta leave comments on YouTube so people know that you care about them. I do.
Weld it down, lock it up.
Are we dreads free for a stream? Yeah, for a bit. We'll see. We check the offering rates on HS Replay. You can see the appearance rate for decks. Like the first stat is, what was it called? First stat is called percent of decks. You can see what the average copies are, but that's mostly irrelevant. It doesn't show you like a percentage, but you can see, for example, that Schooling is in 45% of decks. The next highest card is 37.9%. So you can deduce that Schooling is the most commonly offered card, if not close to that. You can kind of deduce that it's plus or minus, most likely the most offered card. It's the card you are most likely to have at the end of a Shaman draft, is Schooling. If you're a happy, healthy, competent person, please check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay. Yeah, that's good advice. JF Eggy, I know he's not okay. Little Kitten, I know she's okay. JF Eggy, he's sick in the head. So what could this be? The mount card, maybe? Maybe a Dark Iron Dwarf actually would be kind of good here for him. Could run 10 copies and stoked. The more Schooling you have, the better too, yeah. I've mentioned a bunch, but I wish there were more cards like that. Synergistic build around cards, I think, are the most fun cards. And Schooling, yeah, like maybe Schooling's a little too good on its own for it to be that. Like the first Schooling is good, the second is great, the third is like unbelievable, right? But if you made like a 2-mana Schooling or something, it's like the first one's like, okay, it's gonna be kind of hard to figure out exactly when to squeeze this in. And it's like, well, now the second one's like, well, okay, well, it's definitely worth 2 mana for 6 fish. Yeah, stuff like that. Charles, gifting 1 to Cheap Tall Boy. Thank you so much, Charles. I hope you're doing well, man. Do you like Dredge? You think it's a good addition? Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. I think Dredge is a really good mechanic. I don't think it's something you want to put on every card in every meta, per se. But I think if it were a mechanic that was on a card or two in nearly every meta, I think that would be a fine mechanic to have as nearly an evergreen mechanic, or kind of always around, like Discover or Taunt or such like that. Tradable as well. I don't think they will do that, continue printing these things at a high rate. They didn't really do that with most things they've done recently or ever. But I think it would be something that wouldn't be the biggest, you know, crime against the game or anything. Speaking of crimes against the game. The ultimate combo, Gloops player and a Neptulon. Well, as long as you can get 17 mana on one turn, then you will win. I'd argue you probably don't need that, but I wish you could dredge your opponent a little more though. I don't think you want that effect to be super common. I don't think you want your opponent dictating your draws more often than you want RNG dictating draws, because it's already kind of a shit deal most of the time. You're not getting what you want. When your opponent gives you something you definitely don't want, it feels bad. I think the one card they put in is a really cool, interesting effect, class specific and understated. I think that's a well-designed card. Yeah, it's fine. I like Dredge, it's still skill testing, pick one of three, but it doesn't let you generate Ysera's and Raid Boss. Yeah. It's the best mechanic they've ever released, Dredge. I was very on board with Tradable, and I was very on board with Dredge, I remember. I think there's super Magic the Gathering mechanic-y, and it's been a while since they've really kind of like ripped a Magic the Gathering mechanic specifically. They used to do it a lot, and Hearthstone used to be really, really good. And then they stopped doing it for a while. And the last couple ones they have done have been, I think, very beneficial. And it's funny, if you go throughout the history of the two games, one of the only mechanics that Magic, specific mechanics that Magic has pretty much ripped, was sort of like the quest mechanic for the commander type cards, where they start in your hand and you could like always generate them or something like that. What are they called? The companions? And then that was a huge disaster, and they had to change how they pretty much worked. Almost like Magic's 25-year history is something to lean upon. Yo, Brett, thanks for raiding Jess yesterday. She didn't believe me when I said I modded for you. Did she mod you? I thought she would have banned you. Isle, thanks for the follow. Open up the first stream. First thing I see is a Glugg on board for this fucking dude. Well, you know, if you only play 2.5 hours of Arena a day, you only get to draft 1 or 2 decks. You're just not going to see as many, you know, powerful cards. Sucks to suck, that too. A normal red draft. I think this is just a normal everyone draft. I watched Dreads, and hey, lo and behold, he had a Colossal in his deck, in his first deck of the day. But they very rarely mention their Colossals, only yours. But, you know, what are you gonna do? It's a colossal world. It's a colossal world right now, we're just living in it. I wish I only played that much. Yeah, okay, you play a little more than that. You play a little more than that.
A fine purchase.
That's true. I'll give you that. Could coin the 3, but it's kind of sucky, so. I went 0-3 again this morning. I love Arena, but by God, do I suck at picking cards. I thought you said you had a 10-win deck earlier. No, and you know, I'm just joking around. We talked about it, you know, and I agree with some of the things Dredd says, and members of chat, and you know, it's a powerful meta. You're gonna get huge discrepancies in power level from some decks to others. That's always the case. As I've talked about it before, I'd argue that that's been the case for years now. And yeah, a Colossal is a little different than getting a Keymaster, but the cards you can have to respond to a Colossal are equivalently more powerful. And I lost to a Keymaster on 7 many times 2 years ago. And I lost to, you know, a Storm Varian, Stormwind, drawing 3 cards many times 2 years ago and today. You still just always lose to a really powerful card, so that doesn't change. And what I've mentioned many times too, what I enjoy about this meta is how many opportunities there are to build fun decks. You don't always get them, but there's the opportunity to build Curse Warlock. And look, now as much as I love Dreads, I don't often see him forcing Curse Warlock or Curse Murloc Warlock decks, or, you know, trying to get Admiral Hooktusk and taking every pirate and then drafting an Admiral Hooktusk. If that type of stuff doesn't appeal to you, then the meta's going to feel even worse, I think, because you're then even more susceptible to just the overt power level dictating, you know, whether or not you get those specific cards. We get it. Dreads isn't fun. Dreads is fun, but just in a different sort of way. Dreads has accelerated. Discover has accelerated things a bit, though. Every time Descent is in, I would say that the discovering of like a game-winning dragon definitely feels like more of an issue to everyone. If you look at the top classes, though, it's, you know, Paladin, which I think Paladin is the most frustrating and kind of annoying class right now, actually. Ay, where did that come from? That is so bad for me. Why is that out? Oh, he swung with the thing. Okay, so I'm dead. All right. Well, it's gonna save me 8 HP at least. Okay, hold on. Did I say something about enjoying the meta? No, I still enjoy it. That's the first time somebody's got 2 Devilsaur eggs against me or whatever. Mechanosaur eggs against me. But the best classes stat-wise right now are actually Shaman, Warrior, Rogue, Warlock classes that can't discover dragons as easily. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like... I haven't felt like Discover. Maybe like Reconnaissance is a really common, really powerful Discover card that's been around forever. I'd be down to see whatever set Reconnaissance is in go away, and Knight Captains. Red should train me. Okay, I think I need training. I've been playing this game since it came out, and Arena's the worst. I can do Constructed okay, and Arena's terrible. Usually I charge an abundance of a fee, and Dreads has me booked up. Oh, sorry, I mean Mr. Habernock. What's Dreads' last name? I mean, someone else has me booked up for a bit, but
Nature waits.
Shaman spells are insane. Some are insane, yeah. Habernock Jabberwocky. There aren't enough low rolls anymore. Like the pool of Discover cards, or you mean decks? I think it's better when you low roll less decks. It means your opponent's low rolling less decks, but both players get quality decks that can compete with one another. If you're saying that the Discover cards can't low roll, I don't think you can actually really fix that. What I think you can fix is make the cards that Discover cards less good on the front end. So like Scorpid has always been a problem because it can free kill half the 2-drops and kills any 3 or 4-drop pretty much every meta, and gets you a rune or a Drakefire Amulet. These cards that can single-handedly win the game sometimes, but you're not losing it. So it's like you're not going to lose turn 2, 3, 4 because you played a Scorpid. You're going to be ahead or you're going to break even. You're never going to fall behind. And you're also going to get access to that. You know, and Descent's Discover Dragons, especially now the Paladin one being buffed a little, the Druid one and the Hunter one, even the Mage one, it's like you're oftentimes getting a good minion and discovering a Ysera. So it's like, well, I don't have a chance to punish you for adding a Ysera to your hand. And I think if you understatted those cards, and they're never going to go back and change them, but I think if you understatted those cards and put a little more thought and effort into how you treat those Discover cards, I think that would solve the issues more than saying like, oh, okay, well, we need to make more bad cards so that the Discover pool is worse, or we need to whatever, you know. because then your drafts are just going to be worse. I do think that something we've talked about for a long time that may or may not happen, but would be a good change is I think weighing the discover pool by rarity would at least help. So you're more likely to discover a common or a rare or than an epic or a legendary. And I think you can go back to offering a bonus for class cards. The issue is Twin Tyrant's a common. They don't make the rarities relevant to the gameplay experience. They make it relevant to the pack opening experience, and that's not necessarily the best either. Like here, like this is a good example of it, where you don't want to be forced to get these cards over here, but you also don't want your 3-drop to give you a Sneeds. I could totally agree with that. We just don't have a solution. They won't ever do it because of Constructed. I mean, we have a lot of solutions, and I don't think it's because of Constructed that they don't do some of the solutions. I don't know exactly what it is. A lack of profitability, lack of desire, lack of perceived payoff. I would argue it's probably got more to do with developing mercenaries and developing battlegrounds and developing duels, ignoring arena, and still trying to pretend like you care about Constructed. Being spread so thin means, like, if anything, they'd be more likely to support Constructed or battlegrounds more, because they probably don't even do enough for those game modes because they're wasting time with other useless shit, or I mean, wonderful mercenaries content. I know some of you guys are really into it, but there are I think there are tons of solutions. Just whether or not we ever get them, I doubt that. I think messing with the offerings from Discovering is the way. Yeah, and I don't know how viable that is. I don't know how feasible that is for them and their coding, the magic coding, who knows. Did you just kill my guy and then have to throw another guy away? I think those type of things might be more difficult. That's always been like the stock answer argument that people give, right? It's like, well, it's hard, so they can't do it, or it's like, okay, Hearthstone's code sucks, so okay, like, sure. Well, then part of my frustrations with their lack of planning and coding and developing a client that can do things. Came out 8 years ago, not 28 years ago. Nintendo, I was watching a YouTube video about Nintendo. They made Super Nintendo cartridges that could log on to the computer, and you could do your online banking on a Super Nintendo cartridge. So, I can't imagine that doing something for this client is harder than shit that Nintendo was doing 30 years ago. What do people talk like they don't get paid for anything? Well, nobody does that. That's just your strange thing you said right now, which is not true or relevant. But I would say, who knows? The people working there don't probably get to say, like, well, hey, I'm going to go work on the arena Discover offering rate today. They probably have a boss that tells them, hey, go develop more Battleground skins so that we can sell them. Go draw more pictures so we can sell them and make more money. It's a stupid comment to just say that people don't get paid. What are you even talking about? We're having a real human conversation here. And if you can't keep up, then just don't type anything, please. Get wrecked, chat, and that too. Wish I could do my online banking in the Hearthstone client. Yeah, that'd be cool. Probably find a way to hack the gold system. But yeah, the point is, maybe they're just bad. We can have many theories. Yeah, sure. But we can have productive discussion, or we can have somebody spouting out gibberish. You chose one path, and it looks like everybody else chose another. That's, fortunately for me and the rest of us, your prerogative, and not something I can control, nor would I want to. How many people at Blizzard do you think work on Arena? I have no idea. I have no idea what their structure looks like or what their job expectations are. I don't really know any of that. And I would say most of us don't, and that's why, I would say that's probably why, it becomes very hard to figure out what, what some of the solutions could be. Because if you don't know where the problems are, then you can't really come up with a solution. Sometimes Ed Sheeran's dad makes valid points. Is that me? Or is Ed Sheeran's dad like a genius? What's happening? Oh, he's spitting out more minions. This is still pretty good. I thought you were the guy who made Arena. No, I'm just the guy who plays Arena and then, you know, theorizes about it, discusses with it, makes some little jokes here or there about other things. Hey, thank you so much, Vluggins, for the Prime. Ye Claw. What's Claw? Alright, we'll let him keep his symmetry. Losing to Colossal Minion feels bad. Losing to Sierra feels bad. Nothing wrong with losing to Baron Geddon. I'd agree with you to an extent, except that everybody complains about losing to anything. Or it feels bad. It feels bad losing. And there is a difference in what you lose to and how you lose. But I think that is a very, very narrow range. Whereas if you watch most streamers and if you know polled most players, I would imagine that everybody would just be like, it just sucks to lose. What did I lose to? I lost to Wing Commander. That feels bad. You know, how many games have I lost to Wing Commander Maverick in my Arena career, playing Arena every day for 8 hours a day? Probably like 4. It's not like super unbelievable. It's not like I feel better or worse. I prefer to win, but you know, you can't win every game. It just doesn't work that way. Greetings, bearded one. What's up, Martin? Losing should be motivating. If you lose, it should push you to be better. Yeah, and the argument is that sometimes you didn't do anything. Like you didn't make any mistakes. There was nothing you could have done. And that is a bad feeling, but that's just kind of what a card game is, and sort of what it's always been, I think. Colossus are cool, but too common. I would argue, if you're like that's the thing, right? Like you could make so many incremental changes that would probably have a beneficial impact, and it's like, just because you don't wholly agree with one or suggest another doesn't mean that there's not a lot of truth in all of those things. It's just, what is Blizzard gonna do? Probably nothing. You know, what could they do? A near infinite amount of things. I've thought for a while hero cards should be an Arena. I think Colossals should be an Arena, and they should have a diminished offering rate, lower than even regular legendaries. You could look at like played win rate or whatever, or deck win rate, and be like, well, Ysera, Neptulon, Glugg, Dragon Queen, Raid Boss, whatever. These cards should be in less decks, and when you get them, they should feel more impactful, because you're gonna lose to them anyway. Like, it doesn't matter, like, if somebody plays a Kariel hero card, you're gonna lose to that, or you're gonna lose to their Templar Captain. I already lose to their Templar Captain automatically anyway, so what difference does it make? But if that card is 2% better than Templar Captain even, then fine, make it, you know, 50% less likely to get it than any other legendary, and then move on, right? Like, and then don't let them be generated by discovering super easily. I think that's something that most people could agree with. Or your discover cards could be 1 mana 1/1s. Discover, you know, like you can actually pay a price to discover a card. So you can't get ahead on board and add a game-breaking card at the same time. They managed to draft one of those, not generated. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Magic in the wrong hands leads to madness.
I agree. can't take anybody seriously who has little bird legs.
Do not confine yourself.
I thought I had a lightning storm. Did I already cast it? I already cast it.
Nature waits for no one but me.
He probably doesn't have a spell, right? I'll crush you with my thighs. Stret's coming on to that guy? Should add more RNG to the game. That way there's always a chance you could have won.
This is your time. It is mine.
You know, you ain't wrong. Maybe. No spells, Rogue. Unfortunately, he has... Oh, he has spells. Oh. That was the worst hit. That was not it. We have good cards. We have Glugg, Snowfall, Tyrant, Glaciate. Yeah, just don't hit these two. Perfect. Now don't hit this one. I thought I was gonna hit it for sure. Yeah, let's totem. Maybe a taunt saves us 2 health. Red's got Rumpelstiltskin's legs. Did Rumpelstiltskin have thin legs? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay. Definitely gonna want him to go face. Definitely gonna want him to shoot the Tyrant. Okay. Okay, so we draw Glaciate and we get Azumongo or whatever. Okay, perhaps not. I don't know. Oh god. Oh man, is Dread still here? Dread, did you see my Pokemon cards? That's what we should really be focusing on. Not this Hearthstone game. I showed him to you already, but my god. I know you're more jealous now. I just missed something. What happened? I'm really confused. I feel like the game is actually getting hacked this time. Why did all the... Oh, contraband stash. Let me rest, please. Good lord. That Inteleon is yours? Why would it be yours, though, instead of mine? I wonder. I mean, you don't have any good cards. No offense. I'm sure one day, at your funeral, Quinn will present your grave with some mighty Pokemon.
Versus Tavish! I'll make my own fortune.
My god, that's so many cool cards. You can give it to me. I will pass it softly into the rubbish. Dreads his whole collection? I mean, that's fair, but we are trying to minimize the contributions to the landfills. We're trying to minimize the refuse. It is an applicable spot for Dreads' collection. Yes, I understand. Coin it. I don't want to coin it. Dreads' packs contain only offset comments. No, that's not true. 3, 4, 5, 6. So he needs 1 damage.
The end is coming!
But, come on, who's got 1 damage this day and age? Mancrick or Dungar? Oh, Mancrick for sure. What's my third choice? I like Mancrick. I like Mancrick a lot. Mancrick can get good. Mancrick can build a hyper aggro deck with a lot of free card draw. Man, I love when Doomsayer hits. I knew it. Like to coin that out if I could. I talk trash, but Dredge is a boss at Arena, and I am the human avatar of 0-3. Oh yeah, it's just fun to, you know, troll around. But yeah, Dredge is obviously one of the best players in the world. Third choice is Fandral, but we're at pick 24 and only got 2 choose cards. Yeah, you don't want Fandral. I like Mancrypt. I think that Dunbald card, or whatever you said, I think he's playable. But not, I don't think he's as good as Mancrypt. Another schooling is definitely what I want here. What's my elemental? What elemental do, oh, I have the Earth Rev. Earth Rev's good, man. Hi, y'all. What's up, Vishalinio? You guys can make fun of me as long as your name isn't Smelly. Well, I can't Smelly. Because, like, he just pisses you off, or... There's such thing as an arena leaderboard? Yeah. You can do exclamation mark LB. Alright, is that my last Ellie? I think it is. So... I want to coin Glugg next turn.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Any questions?
And I'm going to throw that one away. If I play this one, I'm going to burn a card. I'm going to have too few cards anyway. Too many cards. I've seen the new Pally card that summons the whole board for both players. Yeah. It only summons until one player's board is full, though. Don't forget that. That's an important part to remember about that card. Certainly doesn't summon until each player's board is full.
Have you heard?
Have you heard?
Any questions?
So it's better if you have minions and they don't? No, it's better if they have minions and you... I don't know. It's never good. Don't draft it. Whoa, did you just throw away a silence on a Glugg? Maybe it's just not enough, right? You take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go to 8. But what could be better than silencing a Glugg? Okay. Okay. That could be better. That's actually way better. It's kind of cool. It's better to never draft it. 9 mana, give your opponents a bunch of minions with initiative. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to ever draft it. I generated it from like a jackpot or something, so I was forced.
What are you waiting for? Pick me! Pick me!
Profound.
Cool. I think we could have done different things, but if I can trade this off and then kill off my totem, no, I guess I can't get a full board of piranhas. Where are these dang piranhas going? They're going over to Dredge's stream to chew on his cables. I remember Ripper Chat had 2 people in it. That's probably not true. How long have you been following? Since 2020? October, I don't know if you've been following longer than that. October 2020, we were averaging probably like 500 or 600 viewers a night.
Brucon! The versus
I'm probably getting anywhere between like 2,000 and 3,000 messages a night.
What lurks beyond the firelight?
From when the stream started today. When did we start to stream today? Is that what you're asking me? 2.5 hours ago. Dang it, too late. All of your piranhas were a different color. It was beautiful. I agreed with somebody's suggestion. One way to fix Arena, give a 1 in 100 chance of a piranha generating a rainbow, a piranha card generating a rainbow piranha. I think would be really cool.
Please don't burst my bubble.
Didn't think it'd been 2 years. Yeah, that's a long time, man. I lose my guy, but I get to cycle. I could 1 in 4 for a 1/1, but that doesn't seem super fruitful. If I had a 3-drop, maybe. I don't even have a play for next turn, so drawing 2 cards would be better. Chat was slow then. I've been lurking longer than my follow date. Was the highest attack piranha you've ever had? 47 damage. Don't forget to follow Redbeard on OnlyFans, big sweaty Redbeard. Don't forget to do that which our opponent said. Might as well deal the 1 to it, right? I reset my follow date and that makes me sad. 100 years in the future when Redbeard is, you know, goes down as history's greatest figure and Redbeard follow dates are used as currency, your descendants will curse your name for having lost what little clout, what monumental clout, my mistake, you could have earned in that new world, Vactor. Exactly, yeah. I see that happening. Llama's been falling for 3 years, 2 weeks, 2 days, 22 hours, 34 minutes, and don't forget, Llama, those 10 glorious seconds. That's what I say to the ladies after I make love with them. I don't call them Llama, though. Why would you suddenly become that important 65 years after your death? Because they're gonna look back at these VODs and YouTube content and realize that Redbeard really, you know, was ahead of his time. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. How many are me and corrupt? 3 million messages. There's some interesting data. Channel analytics. We have had achievements. We have had we just passed 4 million total watch hours on this channel. The human race has spent 4 million hours collectively watching Redbeard stream Hearthstone Arena.
You're next.
Think about that. What problems we could have solved. These are poo. I think the taunt might be better than the replicating menace. Imagine if those 4 million hours would have been used to solve world hunger or the cure for cancer. You got a lot to answer for. I don't have a lot to show for those 4 million hours, but I think that the next 4 million will be highly lucrative. Rainbow of killer fishes. I like the slicer guy. Gal. Wow, is that how I say piranhas? That's beautiful. Eloquent. Thanks for that clip. Oh, my head hurts. It's probably not good. Having a headache can be quite bad. I'm curing cancer while watching Redbeard. The 456 years, if I calculated that. Oh god, no. What's in... Well, it doesn't really, but it makes you think how many hours have we spent watching Crip, or... And not that I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ninja. Streaming 3 times as long as me to 20 times the viewers. He hits another one. He hits another one. I'm glad we took this bronze gatekeeper. Oh wait, what? Wait, that happened?
How about a makeover?
I just wanted him to think I made a mistake, even though I didn't. I'd still just lose to a righteous defense, but... Why did you do that? Well, because you said you were a woman. So, yeah, I believe you. Order? You mean like the correct order, right? You're celebrating my order? If you don't do it first and your fireball hits this giant, then you leave up this board. Come on, guys. I know you guys are bad, but you guys can get better. Not a quote woman. Okay, okay. I won't quote woman next time. You know what's not fun? Having a slugfest for your opponent to 1-card top deck Neptulon. Didn't we have this conversation last night? I'm not sure, but everybody complains about whatever their opponent top decks that kills them every night, so probably. Top 3 arena classes? Shaman, Rogue, Warrior, Shaman, Paladin, Warrior, I think right now. Brilliant play as always, my friend. Yeah, it was fun. I thought we did well. I thought we did well. We answered a 4-mana 9/9. We answered what else? Some other paladin goodies. We beat the evil paladin with our noble shaman, I'd say. My fucking points. Wait, they were gone long ago, Zeromus. That was good, right? Getting the dormant guy down instead of a hero power. And then we got an extra 4 attack on our Glugg, skillfully finding lethal before they could play their colossal minion or their righteous defense on our colossal minion. I'm gonna go face for the off chance that we get a Gorilla Bot trigger. You played the Glugg. I did, but I was very behind when I played the Glugg. We were able to come back from going second. And that was, I'd say, pretty cool. I never answered my phone. Is it even a phone or like a dead end? I never answer my phone. Actually, sometimes I'll answer it just to listen and not say anything and then block the number after the fact. It's a brilliant system I've devised. I just listen. I'm not gonna talk first. They're calling me. They gotta talk first. What is that emote? It's actually a pretty useful emote. That's not a good angle for our friend Treads. It's not.
I have things you.
Maybe when you go second, you should get a random colossal in hand instead of the coin. Hey, there's a possible solution. That's a possible solution, actually. But then what if you have a Colossal in your deck? You'll get 2. Maybe if you don't have a Colossal... Maybe if you don't have a Colossal in your deck. If you don't have a Colossal in your deck...
Nature waits for no one.
You can get a random one.
Who is next on the chopping block?
I was kind of hoping to get a lightning storm. Blizzard, we're joking in case any of you are watching. Please know this. I think Arena would be cool if they put in a tournament mode. I think that'd be fun. Or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I would love to be offered a legendary, let alone a colossal. 7 drafts and 0 legendaries, 71 tier score average. We just gotta get on the streamer server. What are you doing? Come on. I wish I got offered some legendaries once in a while too. Doesn't feel right that I should never get them when Dreads should get so many.
Strike! The Queen's strike!
Wish they do an arena season where you're guaranteed 2 legendaries in every draft. Make it 12, I think would be cool.
I can see.
Sorry. I'm reading Poets Eating Bird Poop or something. Jesse, do you order Thai food by carrier pigeon? Whatever these whatever these pigeons drop for me doesn't taste like Thai food. That's funny. That's a hoot and a half. I don't think your opponent was having fun that game. I think they probably were. They probably were like, wow, I get to play against my hero, legendary arena mind repair. He treats me with respect, and they got a lofty win total.
Witness my.
I don't know. I'd argue they probably had a blast.
Beyond the firelight.
I might lose. I'm only trying to keep the Glugg and play it to trigger Dreads. That's really the joy that I get out of streaming. I get a lot of joy and watching streams. Sometimes I feel like I have to be careful though watching Dreads. I don't troll him too much. I sometimes keep an eye on chat. And when he's getting really mad at all of chat, then I don't join in. That's when, you know, all hell's breaking loose. When it's
Private Shorty, reporting for duty.
you know, when it's just me, like, yeah, it's like, okay, let's just, you know, get him with one. Get him with the copy pasta, talking about the future, his Pokemon collection.
Let's see. What do I do?
Oh man, it's a good life. It's a good life. Yeah.
The end is coming.
788 viewers are irrelevant. This is a targeted stream. Man, that's... Chat was spamming that today. And I was really about it. I really was.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, maybe something like this. Hold on, hold on.
Nature waits for no one but me.
It needs to get good. Check this out.
I do say, I seem to have lost the surface.
What do you think about that? Doomsayer's been good? It's been good all meta. I've been taking Doomsayers relatively highly this whole meta. I like them.
Who here can spell Zinjari?
Feral Spirits on the coin. It's a lot of stats.
Pick me! Pick me!
Red, what life advice would you give to Dreads? I think Dreads is doing okay. He has a successful career, a beautiful wife and child, and a home and a cat. I would tell him, you know, we would probably be better off listening to Dreads about life advice than giving him any. But don't tell him we said that. It's not as fun as putting his face next to Charmander. And hair. Hey, we all have some hair.
A magnificent display.
Thanks.
You're a good one.
Or a good one. I know you saved my glove. Would I have played that? Maybe.
Stop that! Stop that!
Just actually isn't very good here, I don't think.
Questions?
Maybe I just fully clear him. He's a paladin, right? Old school Hearthstone says clear the opponent. Score everything.
Portals for war.
He know about the Glugg. Oh, he knows about the Glugg. I see Dreads on the top left of the corner. I feel empty. The real thing is the truth is he was never even there.
Snivell claims the cold tooth mine.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so what am I doing? That's not bad.
Any questions? The Queen's trove is for fire.
Yeah. Dreads was never even in the corner. The truth can set you free. Kick weight. I wonder if Glugg is the way we lose this game. Redbeard, how can you lose with Glugg? Well, what if he gets a righteous defense and takes all my stats and does some wacky shit? I need board space.
Fire and blood.
Trust me, trust me. Trust me. Wow, this is kind of insane. I guess they only give +1/+1, huh? Jonathan, thank you for the follow, Jonathan. I appreciate all the new followers. Whenever we can get any, it means a lot to me. Not with Totem. He only gets their original stats. I thought he got buffs too, but he does not. He'll only get their original stats and not even the stats they gain from each other.
The victory is yours.
10 wins, double digits. Let's try to get one more and then try to get one more after that. If we do get one more, If we don't, we had a blast playing our Colossal deck, getting 10 wins. Barry, thank you for the follow. You will be in the YouTube video. If you're watching on YouTube now, what do you think about Colossals? Which one do you think Redbeard looks the most like? Leave it a comment down below. That ought to hold those little YouTube you-know-whats. That ought to teach them. If you're watching and you're not following, you're doing something wrong. That's your triple special. Consecration and Righteous Defense Glugg. 7 mana. Pog! Looks like he didn't have those 2 cards. Love the Glugg art so much, me too. I love them. What am I gonna look at? Man, I was bummed that the Boston Celtics won. I know some of you guys were excited. I'm rooting for the Warriors. I was actually more annoyed than I thought. And I've explained, it's mostly because I listen to a lot of Bill Simmons' podcast, and now I just have to listen to how like great the Celtics are for 3 days or 2 days. And if they win the series, then I'll have to listen all summer about how the Celtics are like the greatest team of all time. I don't want to do that. I've learned a lot from watching you, Redbeard. Thanks for streaming. Hey, thanks for being here. If you weren't here, I'd still be streaming, but I wouldn't be able to afford any food or clothes or anything. I've learned that Hearthstone tilts me, especially Arena. Now I don't play and I watch and I pretend it's me doing well and winning. You're doing great right now, Ben. You're doing great right now, and overall, you're one of the best, most handsome and charismatic players in the business, if you're watching right now. But, yeah. I've gone through many phases like that with Magic the Gathering, particularly the wretched Holiday Cube. $10 to play it, my ass, dude. They're not getting another $1,500 from me. Hey, bad boys. Does anyone in chat live with cat or cats? My cat's name is Sergeant Bingaloo. He's 9 years old and I love him.
For Doomhammer. What lurks beyond the firelight?
Yeah. I really don't want to keep that unless I get Neptulon. But I think a 1 in 3 chance of having Neptulon's command in your opening hand is pretty cool. It's enough chatting. From me, I'm going back to Lurk mode. Hey, you did great today, though. Thank you. You're doing great out there. Am I here? I started getting into rock climbing. Kiss my knuckle flesh goodbye. It seems like it's very dangerous and physically demanding. But I guess if you're doing it like indoor with things, it's probably okay. We're glugging them into their glug hole. That's the plan. Issue is right now I don't have glug. So, you know. Oh, never mind. That doesn't mean we're gonna win, but that was good timing to pick it up. This card is much better for 1 mana than it is for 2. We could have played it in hero powered, but next turn gets very awkward as well. So
We're going on a dangerous voyage. You in?
I don't think I'm in. This probably isn't good for us. But
Here can spell Zinjari. Anybody?
actually, that lightning breath is kind of absurd too. This is a nice combo though. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Don't dredge this turn. You can dredge 5 turns from now. 10 turns from now. Oh dear, 3 Colossus. He coined out a Phelan into a totem and a discover a totem. I don't know about that. People love getting Phelan down, but if you're not immediately dredging, I don't think it's usually worth that type of play.
Pick me! Pick me!
I don't have board space. Or maybe I don't need board space. Okay, that's a lot of stats. School teacher teaches schooling. It's true. That's not gonna help them here. That's not true. That is gonna help them, but not a ton. Oh, that might though. You know what would have been good there? Battle Master. I want to Glugg next turn for sure. 4, 7, 8, 9, 14.
Nature waits for no one but me.
I will respect a schooling of his own by trading the totem. Just 1 attack on fish? I don't think so. I don't think we did, actually.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
Snowfall? Yeah, we can hex a snowfall. There wasn't board space? No, there wasn't. But a lot of times chat says things that aren't true, and I've realized that that doesn't bother me that much. And sometimes, not this time, but sometimes you actually do miss 1 attack, and that doesn't bother me much either. Alright, we're going for 1 more win. Look at that, Phelan and a Glugg in hand, and the game is not even determined by Colossals. I wish Cobalt Spellkin felt better with Paladin. Why? Paladin has to have some bad things, doesn't it? I used Coilfang to restrict my opponent from casting Ysera on turn 9, and he top decked a 2nd Ysera. Are you sure you didn't just misclick? School teacher is broken? I'd say school teacher is probably more of an issue than Colossals being in Arena. And I don't think school teacher would be on the list of the top 10 biggest issues I have with Arena. I promise, 2nd Ysera came down turn 10. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that's not good.
Lurks beyond the firelight.
Good news is I know I don't want those. I guess I might as well keep that. I came here, I had a question. Do you play other video games when you're not streaming? I play Battlegrounds off stream. But not a ton these days. I haven't really liked the last few metas or, you know. But no, not really. I actually just watch more. You know what? I like to watch more Twitch. The older I get, the less I enjoy like sitting down and playing a video game for 4 hours. But the more I enjoy having Twitch on and like, oh, okay. Someone's playing Super Mario, or oh, hey, I'm gonna watch somebody play, you know, something else. Do you think you're going to max out the reward track? Almost halfway there now. I have maxed out, I think, every reward track since they went down to 400 instead of 450. So I would say probably, but I haven't really been playing much Hearthstone off stream at all, like in Battlegrounds, which also kind of progresses that. So maybe not. I would say probably, yeah, though. I don't know. We've been doing longer streams, so maybe that balances out. What's up? Hey, Umi, how are you?
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
Taking my shot.
Wish I could draft some good cards. Yeah, drafting good cards is important to success.
Wretched story.
Don't you dare. Wait, that's probably fine. We can give +1 to everything. Play those two. I can play that and get a totem down. That's probably better.
Strictly.
Taking my shot.
Feed bin, thank you for the prime, man. I do appreciate that. No brawl and this is over? It's gonna be tough for them to come back. They have 6 mana. What could do it? Brawl? Let's say other than brawl. Spammy? A 1/1 and a spammy maybe? 12. Freeze this guy. Kinda like
Waits for no one but me.
You call that
hurting him. I should move that space heater, huh? It's ruining the ambiance. Doesn't take that much to max out the reward track, does it? Oh yeah, it does. To level 400. They're talking about 400, not level 100. 400 takes you're playing Hearthstone for a living, and you're not taking days off as a streamer. Or you play 10 hours a day, and you play every day, and you're not getting paid to do that, maybe. But yeah, getting to 100 isn't. It doesn't take that much time.
Audience with the king.
I think the space heater is a nice stylistic choice. Okay. Okay. 4, 7, 4, 8, 10. So I can't get Glugg down and kill him. Hit all the buttons. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow, leave a comment. If you're watching on Twitch, use your Prime, hit the follow. Thank you for being here. Let's see what type of goodies they got for us. That card is broken. Which one? Oh, Neptulon? Yeah, Neptulon. I think Neptulon is more of an issue than the Colossals. I think Knight Captain, Neptulon, Command of Neptulon, sorry. Wildpaw Cavern. I think these cards are more broken. Duker with the Prime. That went slightly more than 3 wins. That went 4 times as many wins. Jackaronis, thank you for the follow as well. Redbeard Game Master. Is that a card? Game Master? I'm gonna type that and I'm hoping something comes